to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional streaming news for July. On this episode, we are going to cover Shudder. Later on in the week, we'll drop one for Netflix. We'll keep them separate because Netflix has a lot of stuff that's coming out. A lot of TV series. So on Shudder, not as good as some of the movies that came out last month, but there are some decent ones that are coming out. And on July 1st, they're starting off with two big packages. So, well, one's a moderate package, let's be honest. It's a John Carpenter package with 3 films that they're throwing into some existing films on there. But the other one is to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Roswell. Shudder is presenting the Alien Encounters collection, featuring They Live, and also John Carpenter's The Thing, which we just saw the 40th anniversary in the theaters. And it was a Fathom event. They didn't really do any special bells and whistles at the end of the film. They just showed a clip from a documentary. They really could have did a lot better with it. But it was great to see it up on the big screen. Anyway, we also have the 1978 version of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Lifeforce, Planet of the Vampires, Dark Angel, Without Warning, and Invaders from Mars 1986.
Invaders from Mars. David's dreams turn into a nightmare. Oh, you? David's dreams turn into a nightmare when invaders from the Red Planet land in his backyard and unleash their hostilities on his small town, taking over the minds of his mom, dad, and even his schoolmates. David must somehow find a way to stop them before they turn the whole human race into brain-dead zombies.
Now this is a remake. I actually was just talking about this film not too long ago with Marcus when we were watching War of the Worlds, that remake. There's a scene in that War of the Worlds when they come out of that little shack and there's the fence and Tom Cruise walks up and you see the lighting on it. It's taken from this movie and from the original Invaders of Mars. Have you seen either one?
No.
So the original one, I have to say as a little kid, probably creeped me out because it's very close to Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Instead of figuring out, oh wow, these people are just acting different and finding little pods, there's a little mark in the back of their necks that the kid David finds, and then he starts to piece everything together. Now, the 86 version is something that's fun for the entire family to watch, just like the original one. But this one's a little bit more 80s campiness. It's definitely a fun movie to watch. If you haven't seen this or the original, I would say watch both of them. Maybe watch the black and white one first, and then watch the 80s one, and then throw in War of the Worlds with it as well.
I think I may have seen the black and white one.
Yeah, do you remember the mark on the back of the neck now? Yeah, and the kid, he was pleading with people in that movie. He's like, you gotta listen to me. My best friend's an alien. My mom's not right. And nobody wanted to listen to him, so it was like the boy that cried wolf, but the boy that cried aliens, but the aliens were really there. It's definitely worth checking out. Watch this one, watch the original, and watch some of the other ones that are out there. That Invasion of the Body Snatchers from '78 that has that one scene that's really creepy where, I forget the actor's name, but he's on the bridge and he's like, oh, oh. But that's a good one as well. Very good collection of movies here to watch. Also, on July 1st is a movie that we threw on our Halloween rotation one year because we were looking for all new movies, and it's 1BR. We happened to scroll through the endless list of Amazon movies like, poster doesn't look that bad, let's check out the trailer, and we ended up watching this one. And I was thinking about maybe even throwing it on 31 Days of Halloween this year.
So 1BR stands for one bedroom, in case anyone couldn't figure that out. Sarah is new to Los Angeles, and she moves into a seemingly perfect apartment complex. It's too good to be true. And soon finds out that there are consequences for breaking the rules.
This one is filled with some good tension, some good whodunit type of stuff when you're trying to figure out everything that's going on. And it could happen in real life.
Definitely. That's why I said, if it's too good, if it really, really seems too good to be true, chances are it is. So, run.
Yeah. And it kind of freaks you out a little bit as you're watching it.
Just some of the things that they do are kind of things that I think they maybe pulled from real life scenarios, like with cameras and weird neighbors, and yeah, definitely could happen.
So on July 7th,
we have a Shudder exclusive on the third day. While on a trip with her son, Cecilia has a car accident. 3 days later, she finds herself wandering a lonely road with no sign of her child and no memory of what happened since the crash. Cecilia's desperate search for her son leads her on a wrenching and tumultuous journey to face off against a religious fanatic who holds the shocking key to it all.
This looks like a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's a foreign film that in the trailer it was dubbed, so I would imagine that on Shudder it's going to be dubbed. This is a part of that craze with elevator horror right now, so it looks like it's going to be a slow burn, and you're going to have to try to figure out what the hell is going on. A lot of different things look like they're playing out, so it may be worth definitely checking out. I
just hope that it's not like some of the others we've seen like that, and it ends up, the ending is just like, oh, really? That's what you did? As
long as it's not an ending where it's aliens.
I know.
Right? How many movies it's like, this is really good.
Yeah, yeah. And then
what? It's aliens all along?
Yeah, and then we get to the end and some big creature comes out of the furnace or something and it's an alien. And it's like, no.
Like, did you have like 2 different writers?
Yeah.
Is it like one of those social media things? I'll start a horror story and you'll continue it.
Right? Like telephone. Don't play a game of telephone with a movie, please.
Yeah, the trailer looks very interesting. I would like to see this month. We'll try to fit this one in. It looks like, depending on the film that we're going to talk about last, this may be the second or third best one that Shudder's dropping this month.
On July 14th, the Shudder original Good Madam premieres, which was an official selection at the Toronto International Film Festival. Ceedie, a single mother, is forced to move in with her estranged mother, Mavis, a live-in domestic worker caring obsessively for her catatonic white madam. As Ceedie tries to heal her family, however, a sinister specter begins to stir.
Another elevated horror film. This one is foreign language. It is definitely subtitled, and I am on the fence with this one. It is a little creepy with the super Joker-style smiling faces, but I didn't really get pulled in by that trailer. And if you're new to subtitles, or if you're just watching subtitles, this looks like one of those films that is fast subtitles. Yeah. Because it was fast in the trailer. So this is definitely not one to, it's like, oh, it looks good, and let me try out subtitles. No, this is not one to start with. No, they definitely were going through it pretty quick, but I think the movie itself seems fast-paced, and just the movements that they were making and the scenes that we saw. If you're watching foreign horror films, what are you watching? Let us know, because we like to watch them. She typically hovers around the South Korean paranormal films, and now the zombie ones, but let us know by dropping that in the comments.
Some zombie ones.
July 21st. Another Shudder original. Moloch.
Yeah, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
Or you can just go Google it and see how it's pronounced, because I don't have a clue, and I didn't check before we did this, so. Beatrix lives at the edge of a peat bog in the north of the Netherlands.
What the hell is a peat bog?
I guess it's a bog where peat moss grows.
Oh.
I mean, peat moss is what comes to mind when I think peat like that. So, yeah, peat moss, I think.
Peat bog. That sounds like it's a Alabama thing.
It is the Netherlands, so, you know. When she and her family are attacked by a random stranger one night, Beatrix sets out to find an explanation. The more she digs, the more she becomes convinced that she's being hunted by something ancient. Now,
this one, in the beginning of the trailer, is like, I don't know. And then as we were watching the trailer, I don't know about for you, but for me, it kind of started to pull me in. I think this is probably the best release that's coming out on Shudder this month, and I'm actually kind of excited to see it. Because it looks like it's going to be tense.
Yeah. So I think I'm with you. The beginning was like, no. I really wasn't interested at all, but the more I watched, I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. just to see, because there were some things that kind of drew me in. So,
yeah, this one is another elevated horror film. It looks like, and also looks like it is another foreign film, but it looks like it is dubbed as well. At least it is in the trailer. Again, this one is probably the best one that's coming on Shudder this month. I am excited to see it. It has some supernatural mystery type of elements to it. From the description, maybe tied to the occult a little bit. I don't know, I guess we'll see. But the ending of the trailer was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. On July 29th, we have The Reef, Stalked. Also a Shudder original and sequel to The Reef, written and directed by Andrew Trauke. The Reef, the sequel, follows a woman named Nick, who is looking to heal after witnessing her sister's horrific murder. Nick, her younger sister Annie, and two close friends travel to a remote Pacific island for a kayaking and diving adventure. Hours into their expedition, the women are stalked and attacked by a great white shark. To survive, they will need to band together, and Nick will have to overcome her post-traumatic stress, face her fears, and slay a monster.
Very, very, very hard to get a good shark movie ever since Jaws comes out. Everybody attempts it, never really pans out.
But I feel like this has been done so many times. Where you're on like this remote island or far away and like there's nobody else around and you can't get back to civilization and oh shit, there's also a shark trying to kill you.
Well, it did remind me of The Shallows.
Except she was by herself.
Yes, this is a group of friends.
Yeah.
What I have to say about this, again, it's very hard to come across a good shark movie. There's a bunch of them that are out there, and usually the shark looks like it is CGI. You know, it's pretty bad when you go to see a shark movie and it's like, oh my god, could they have invested a little bit more money into that? Because it looks fake.
Yeah, yeah.
This here looks like they're using some actual footage from maybe like a Discovery Channel or any animation programs.
I think they were, because,
and just merging it together.
Because a lot of the close-ups of, say, like the shark underwater did look like an actual shark was coming towards them. So I'm guessing they must have like pulled film from somewhere or did it themselves. I have no idea, but
yeah. So there's Jaws 2, and then there's a long gap between the next movie that comes after that. That's probably The Shallows. And then there's another long gap to the next film, and Meg is maybe that third best film just because of the cast that's in it, not because of what it's about.
Yeah, I would give it to the cast because, I mean, megalodons are supposed to be extinct.
Yeah,
so.
Rainn Wilson was awesome.
He was.
I have to say it doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look terrible, no.
It's not Santa Jaws.
No, it's not.
It's not a two-headed shark that's killing people. It's not Sharknado. So this one actually looks pretty decent.
And it's not the sequel to 47 Meters Down, because the sequel did not need to be made.
I never seen that one. I wasn't interested.
I saw 47 Meters, and that was okay. I wasn't real keen on the ending of it, so I didn't feel like it needed a sequel. They should have just left it the hell alone.
From the synopsis of this film here, it doesn't look like you need to see the first one.
I didn't know there was a first one, but when I watched this trailer, I don't feel like I'd be missing anything.
Alright, and here's a list of everything else that is coming out to Shudder. Play some music. So that is everything that is coming to Shudder in July. What do you want to see on Shudder? Does anything kind of pique your interest? If not, what are you watching this month? Because, like I said, we got another video coming for Netflix. A lot of TV shows. And honestly, I don't like to spend the July day in watching all TV shows. This is a really good time to have just the movies pump out, so you can just watch a good movie or turn it off and go do something else.
I do like some of the Netflix limited series. they're good to watch. Like, I did enjoy Safe with Michael C. Hall, and I liked Inventing Anna. You know, that was limited. I do like some of the limited series. They're good to just pop on at night before bed, maybe watch an episode or two, and you get through it in a few days because there's not that many episodes. But anything that's like ongoing, that's not how I want to spend my summer.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that on the next episode of the Streaming News when we talk about Netflix. And don't forget
to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, please do that. Now remember, 5 Things is up and running. Season premiere was on the 5 Things We Want to See in Scream 6, featuring Craven Something Scary and Danny Vega from the Danny Vega Show. So go check that out. We have a new episode dropping on Monday. Also, Friday the 13th, Vengeance, Bloodlines Part 1 is available on YouTube right now, free. And we just dropped the trailer for number 2. The trailer looks amazing. Looks like it's going to step above and beyond what we've seen in a lot of Friday the 13th films. And we have an interview with Jason Brooks and CJ Graham that dropped, and we'll drop a lot of clips throughout the week for that one. And until the next.
See ya.